Hi everyone, so today we are going to configure the DHCP and we are going to install the DHCP server. So to do that we first have to go to manage and install the DHCP server. So add roles and features and then click on next and then choose the role base and then click on next. And then make sure you select the specific domain control and then next, and then you will have the DHCP server here case. So check the DHCP server and then add features and then click on next and next and then install. So you always can close this wizard. Okay, and you can follow the installation from this flag here, notifications. Alright, so once it's done, one installation is done, you can click on add roles and features here, and then we need to complete the DHCP configuration. So click on DHCP configuration and then click on next and then commit. So make sure that creating security group is done and authorizing DHCP server is done. Sometimes if the DHCP has been installed in your server and then you remove the DHCP and you want to install it again, sometimes the authorization of the DHCP server doesn't work. So let me show you how to do it. So first click on your keyboard on the Win key and R, and then write the following: DHCP MGT, which is the DHCP management .MSC. And then once you click here, you will have the DHCP management. So if you right click on the DHCP and then go to manage authorized server or servers, so you will have your server here, authorized DHCP server, or you will have your domain here. Okay, so what you do is to unauthorize your server. So you highlight it and then you unauthorize it, and then you redo the installation of the DHCP, and it should fix the problem of authorization. Okay, so the authorizing the DHCP server. Okay, so if we go to tools, we can find our DHCP tool here. So first let's click on it, and then we go and let's configure DHCP for this server. Okay, once you click on your domain or server, our domain, which is the coursenet.com. Okay, so you have different folders. First one is the server options, and the second one is there for the policies, if you want to set any policies for the DHCP, and the third one is the filters, if you want to filter any devices according to their MAC address, so you can allow certain devices to get the IP address, automatic IP address, or you can deny specific or certain devices to get an automatic IP address. Okay, so how to configure DHCP? So first you right click on the IP v4 and then you click on new scope. So you will have this wizard, click on next and just write a name for the scope. Let me call it like LAN. Okay, our LAN. Okay, and then you click next and then you have to enter the scope or the pool of your IP addresses. So the starting IP address, let's give it from 1 to 100. So 192.168.10.1. Okay, to 192.168.10.100. So keep the length as it is, 24, and the subnet mask will be automatic. Okay, and then we click on next, and here we have the exclusion. If you want to exclude a range of IP addresses, so you can add it here. So let's see, let's exclude for example addresses from 1 to 20, 192.168.10.1 to 192.168.10.20 and hit on add. Now this range of IP addresses is excluded from the pool, right? And then we have here the subnet delay in milliseconds, so you can add a delay for this exclusion. Okay, and then let's click on next, and then we have the least duration, so how long this IP address can be held by a certain device, like the allocated device, right? So default is 8 days. Let's keep it as it is, right? And then configuration of DHCP, click on yes. So the router, since we don't have a router in our sandbox, so I will give the default gateway the IP address of the server. So 192.168.10.10. Okay, and then we click on next, and then next. Keep our parent domain as it is. Then we click on next for the DNS and the Win server. You don't need to configure the Win server, so click on next and then create our scope. Okay, and then click on finish. So once you click on finish, you will have a new folder here with the address pool. If you click on the address pool, you can see all the addresses that you have configured to your DHCP from 1 to 100, and then you have the exclusion from 1 to 20, and you have the address leases. So every device lease an IP address from the DHCP will be added to this list here. Okay, and we have some other options like the scope options, the policies, and the reservations, right? So like that, we have configured the DHCP and is working in our server. So let's see if the DHCP if we can get an IP address to our client from the DHCP in the server. So let's turn on our client. So maybe I didn't mention first at the beginning that the DHCP is like given an automatic IP addresses for the devices in the network, instead of like configuring the IP addresses and manually, like for each devices you need to enter static IP address. This DHCP will be dynamically and automatically give IP addresses for different devices in the server. Okay, so intuitively, so the first IP address that my client need to have is the 192.168.10.21. As from 1 to 20 is prohibited or avoided. So let me, if we use JSmith, okay, so once we log on with any client, we need to go to network, and then we need to change the IP address from static to dynamic. So we go to Ethernet and then properties, and then they need to ask for administrator credentials. Because the other client cannot change anything in the device. Okay, so we go to properties, and then this is the static IP address that we have configured recently. So let's do an obtain of the IP address automatically from the DHCP. And also for the DNS, let's click on OK, and then we close it, right? So then let's open the CMD or the command prompt and check the IP address. So here is the first IP address that I got is the 192.168.10.21. This is the first IP address after the exclusion of the range from 1 to 20. So like that, we are sure that our DHCP server is working in our network. So that's all for the DHCP, and I'll see you in the next video explaining the DNS.